Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update of gold and silver. We're going to look at the dollar, the 10-year yield, and the precious metals companies, along with some of the other companies in the sector to get a good overall view of gold and silver. Looks like we got a lot of selling pressure everywhere. So I'll give you my opinion. I'll let you know what's going on. And let's jump into it. Again, it's just my financial opinion. So look, we're going to start with the dollar up here. The dollar is a little bit lower today. And we've broken to the upside of this pattern. We went sideways, did a retest, and this could potentially go higher. Looking at kind of the big picture view, this could be a retest on the big picture view. We come back to 99 and then head lower. Well, I know we've got a lot of inflation. It's coming from the expansion phase of real estate. Usually under those market conditions, the dollar goes lower. So I'm just kind of waiting for that to happen. All the other signals are good. The expansionary phase, building more homes, inflation, PPI numbers, everything. That's producer price index. Everything looks good. Just waiting for this dollar to drop, and it may still have a little bit of, one last leg in it before heading lower. The 10-year yield is heading lower today, down 4.7%. Usually when the yield goes lower like this, people are afraid. They are selling perhaps stocks and Bitcoin and selling all sorts of things. And they're buying bonds in this particular case. In this particular case. So yeah, we are still in a pretty good upward move. We've broken to the upside. This could be our return move lower before heading higher again. But we'll see. I still think that the inflation is going to put pressure on interest rates to go up. And every once in a while, we're going to have these scares when stocks go down in the overall market. Looking at gold, it actually is holding up quite well in relationship to all the other sectors. Everything else is kind of dive bombing out, to be honest. And this guy's it's right up against resistance. On that resistance line, we have a medium down day today. Nothing really big. Big picture view is we're in this big consolidation type pattern on the right-hand side. And we're right at that top resistance line. So we're just getting a little bit of resistance there, and the overall market's selling off. So that's not helping gold or anything at that point. And when I look at gold, I view gold as nothing more than an inflation measuring stick that does very well under certain market conditions. That's all I view gold as. It is a inflation. It goes up during inflationary times with increasing interest rates. It's basically a gauge where it revalues itself to the money supply under expansionary phases of real estate. Silver is heading on higher. We got a little bit of a down day today, down 22, 23 cents. And that's what it looks like at the moment. Platinum down a little bit, down $11.50. Wick at the top, sold back off. Yeah, we could be going, bouncing around here for a little bit. But we'll see if this is a little top reversal pattern to head lower. We'll see. Looking at Karora Resources, it's a mining company. A little bit of a down day today. It doesn't look horrible. We still have large buying pressure with the smaller down day today. So it doesn't look too bad. EXK down 8%. That's kind of little bit of a larger day. Let's see what the pattern looks like. If this thing can roll up. Man, every time we get momentum in anything that's silver related, it gets sold back off. Sellers are still out there. A lot of fear in the market today. We'll see where it goes, but this reversal was quite dramatic here. It looked like we had a very nice, good move coming up with big buying pressure. and it reversed the 20th of January with a bearish piercing, and now we're heading lower. It's quite interesting. SILJ's got the same exact chart pattern as EXK. GDX has the same pattern. It's a bearish cloud cover where we could head lower, and we headed lower today. So now we have to see where we're heading after this. A lot of these do have pretty large down days, so they're pretty strong in the sell-off. So more downside could potentially happen. MMNGF is completely bucking the trend, showing an update today. So that one very strong in a weak market. Koya Silver, you got a little bloody nose here. It's not really a big deal with this little down day, so that still looks good to me. Discovery Silver going down 6%. We're kind of at the bottom here where we've got some support. Let's see if that support holds in this little area here, and we can reverse it higher next trading session. First Majestic, dark cloud cover, and we got the sell-off today. Again, the whole market's kind of selling off, so it's going to impact all these sectors. Newmont doesn't look too bad. This is a hammer pattern. Momentum's coming to the upside. We might be able to move higher a little bit. Mag Silver getting sold off today, coming back below its support line, breaking to the downside. Quite heavy selling pressure and ending quite strong. Yamana Gold. Yamana Gold still looks okay from a kind of a big picture view. Broken out, kind of doing a retest, and hopefully we can take off. Impact Silver. Just waiting for this thing to load up. We were having a good run here, and it reversed, and we're coming back just a little bit. It doesn't look horrible, though, and man, these big down reversal candlesticks, I don't like those. 3 or 4 in a row. That's quite weird. Aftermath Silver getting a little bit of this, getting participating in the sell-off. So that's that. And Platinum Group Metals actually looks pretty good. It's got a little hammer pattern to reverse higher, hopefully. So we took a big move higher. It reversed yesterday, and today it reversed again, and hopefully we can maybe head higher here. Sandstorm Gold, dark cloud cover. Strong selling pressure today and finishing quite strong. We'll see what happens. Momentum's to the downside. Franco-Nevada, again, dark cloud cover. Momentum's to the downside, finishing quite strong to the downside. So that's where the momentum is heading. EMX Royalty. Downtrend break. Coming back, doing a retest. We'll see where it goes. Teuton Resources, a little bit of a selling pressure today. It's still quite low over here. Right at, it's basically forming support at $1.46, $1.50. Wheaton Precious Metals, again, more selling pressure today. Gold Royalty coming on up and getting sold off. Again, we're to the downside of this pattern. This could break lower. And maybe we have a move lower in the overall market and in all these commodity companies as well. And I'm looking. I mean, we're not breaking the uptrend yet. We're playing with the lower trend line, and we could break to the downside in some of these. It is possible and quite surprising. I mean, Mavericks Metals breakout, backtest, and we are heading lower. So I mean, this is pretty strong selling pressure yesterday and today. It reversed this buying pressure quite quickly and quite dramatically. Catches you off guard sometimes. Royal Gold is breaking to the upside and then doing a retest. So that one looks good. And then Cisco Gold Royalties, which is OR, ticker symbol. That one is getting a little bit of selling pressure yesterday and today. So, man, we had that nice buying pressure and it was met with selling pressure. So I think we could potentially have a little bit more time chopping sideways, or maybe we head lower. The reason I say maybe, and the reason that the short term, guys, the short term is very hard to read. It's the least reliable of all of them. Looking at some of these patterns, like if you look at this one here, and I'm just going to kind of make a statement here. You could say that, you've got this pattern here that's basically like that. And then you've got a pole stick that came down, which means it came down, it consolidated, it's slightly tilted up, which means we could head lower. It's a possibility. And I know people don't like hearing me say possibilities and maybe or something like that, but that's what the short term is. It's all probabilities. It's all statistics. In the long term, I am confident, even if we go down here in the short term, that we're going higher. The market conditions for an expansionary phase of real estate has always bared higher gold prices by the end of the cycle. So that's kind of what I focus on. In the short term, all of this volatility, all of these movements, it's a tough one to ride. And I don't think it's going to be easy riding it in any other sector either. I think they're all rolling over, going to go down. These may go down with it for a period of time. It is a little disappointing that we had, this big buying pressure here, small selling pressure, and another big buying pressure data. I mean, I thought, hey, we're good to go. Let's roll this. And then we get this nice big selling pressure these last 2 days. This is still salvageable. It can still go higher. There's nothing necessarily completely stopping it. But what kind of stinks about this is there's still sellers out there, and they're selling gold, they're selling silver, and they're selling a lot of the commodity stocks. So it means that there's people out there who own this stuff that are still willing to sell it at these prices. So I'd like to see smaller down days. I like the big up days. I want to see this, stair step and move on higher. But sellers are still out there, and there's a lot of people who are afraid. And that's just kind of what we've got in the markets at the moment. But that kind of sums it up in my thoughts on the current market. If you guys like this analysis, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.